Good evening to those bored enough to watch. In a previous video, I discussed Geometry Dash, which was a game that, despite not getting to all of its levels, I still enjoyed the game a lot and found it to be fun, engaging and a challenging experience. The one thing I had to learn the hard way is that playing the game for 8 hours straight isn't enough to finish it. However, one thing I didn't mention in that video is that while this game gets updates from time to time, there are 3 other Geometry Dash games, all of which are exclusive to mobile devices. I am starting to get very tired of these mobile-only games. Games of which are noticeably smaller than their older sibling on Steam, but the stages contained within this game are great stages that I want to talk about in this video. While being a smaller game, Geometry Dash Meltdown seeks to build upon its predecessor in a multitude of ways, such as that of the stage design, aesthetics, and pace. That is something I want to discuss in this video. Geometry Dash Meltdown released on the 19th of December in 2015, and despite being a smaller game, it is still wonderfully made. So, with that said, let's discuss Geometry Dash Meltdown. Geometry Dash Meltdown is a game that has around 3 levels within, but it makes great use of those stages, and in my opinion each of them is a memorable experience. So with that, I want to talk about the first stage in the game, the 7 Seas. This introductory stage is an amazing spectacle for what the game has in store. Despite being fairly easy, it brilliantly displays the game's aesthetics and level design. I love this stage and everything that it does. One of the things I noticed about it is that it utilizes more changes in the background and visual occurrences to attempt to distract the player, which is a great detail and if anything is an upgrade from the previous game, which mostly relied on that game's background changing to attempt to achieve the same effect. This game, however, utilizes a lot more visually to try and attempt to do the same thing, alongside being beautiful to look at. With that, we beat the stage and move on to the second stage of the game, Viking Arena. This stage also seeks to be more of a visual upgrade than the previous, which is something that I appreciate a lot. To you riding through caves and pits of lava, to such a thing chasing you more towards the end of the stage. It's something that I appreciate a lot. With that, we move on to the third stage of the game, Airborne of Robots, which is a stage that I thoroughly enjoyed. It's also this stage where things begin to turn more difficult, but just as things begin to increase in difficulty, you realize that the game is over. While I personally don't mind this, I do feel as though the game's difficulty balance could have been spread out more accurately to fit the stage count. As it stands, the game currently has the first 2 stages being the easiest, with the last one being where things begin to step up in difficulty. I think that what we have is phenomenal, and I think that this game is definitely a great entry into the series. However, I simply think that the game should have at least balanced the difficulty better. I am aware that there is a possibility of more stages being added, but the game in its current state is small, yet expansive on what its predecessor opted to do. This game is one that I feel as though is worth playing due to the fact that while it may be small with an insignificant amount of stages compared to the previous, what it does offer is amazing and is worth your time. As for the extras in this game, you can once again collect more coins from within the stages, though the placement is something you will find is a lot more simplistic, yet achieves the same result of testing the player on their confidence in the stage. Many of you may have noticed that this video is abnormally shorter than what you may be used to, and that's due to the fact that I just don't have as much to say about this game. It's a short but wonderful experience and I appreciate what it does. The stages, while not being very difficult for me, were fun to replay and take different routes as a test of my insight into the stage. With that, let's conclude things then. Overall, I really don't know how else to conclude this video other than to say that I think this game is another wonderfully crafted experience from RobTop Games. I think that while it is small, what it does offer you is worth your playtime and effort into learning and completing these stages. While the time you may ultimately spend with this game could be short in comparison with the first game, it is still worth it. So with that, if you're looking for a short and fun game to play, I would highly recommend Geometry Dash Meltdown. So there's the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know this video was rather short, and the next few may also be around the same length as this one, and I apologize if that may disappoint some of you. However, I hope it helps to know that I am working on a few bigger projects that I hope to bring to you soon, so I appreciate your patience. If you want to view the list depicting the games I want to make videos about, you can always do so with the link in the description. Similarly, if you want to follow me, then my socials would be linked in the description, as well as any afterthoughts or messages I may want to add. With that, I haven't really got much else I want to say, so I'll see you all in my next video. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I wish you all a very pleasant evening.